In this episode of Curell Case Files, we explore one of Texas's most haunting cold cases, the Austin Yogurt Shop murders. On December 6, 1991, a tragic event unfolded in Austin, Texas, that would leave a permanent scar on the community. The case began in an unlikely setting, and I can't believe it's yogurt shop, where a fire revealed a horrifying scene. 4 teenage girls lost their lives under mysterious and brutal circumstances, prompting a chain of events that still echoes today. As we journey through the details, we will uncover the intricate timeline of that fateful night, examine the lives of the young victims, and dissect the investigative challenges that left unanswered questions. Set against the backdrop of early 90s Austin, where vibrant culture mixed with an undercurrent of uncertainty, the story offers more than just a recounting of events. It is a window into the complexities of community loss, flawed investigations, and demands for justice. This overview aims to provide a clear and relatable understanding of an event that shocked a nation, while inviting viewers to contemplate how one night can reverberate through decades. Prepare for an exploration that melds factual storytelling with creative insights, truly. The fateful night of December 6, 1991, began like any other in Austin, but quickly spiraled into chaos and horror. As darkness settled, the I Can't Believe It's Yogurt Shop became the unsuspecting stage for a tragedy that no one could have foreseen. A sudden blaze engulfed the building, drawing firefighters and onlookers into a scene more chilling than any tale of mere arson. When first responders arrived, they discovered that the fire had been set not only to destroy property, but to cover up a deliberate act of cruelty. Amid the smoke and embers, the lifeless forms of 4 teenage girls lay concealed, victims of unspeakable violence. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community. Their youthful hopes and dreams were silenced in that inferno. Clues were scarce, and every detail of the scene contributed to a growing mystery. Emergency crews worked under intense pressure, struggling to save evidence as flames raged and confusion reigned. Neighbors, huddled together in disbelief, whispered questions about who could commit such a monstrous act. The incident raised immediate alarms amongst law enforcement, and the ensuing investigation would be fraught with errors, conflicting accounts, and missteps. As the night unfolded, what appeared to be a simple case of arson evolved into an entangled web of murder and cover-ups that continues to haunt investigators. Every flicker of fire and every shadow cast in that terrible night remains a reminder that beneath the veneer of everyday life, darkness can suddenly erupt. This unforgettable night changed everything forever. At the heart of this tragic case are the lives of 4 young souls whose stories deserve to be remembered. Jennifer Harbison, age 17, was known for her radiant smile and dreams of a bright future. Sarah Harbison, just 15, carried a gentle spirit that touched all who knew her, her laughter echoing through family gatherings. Eliza Thomas, also 17, was celebrated for her artistic talent and fiery determination, always ready to challenge the status quo. Amy Ayers, the youngest at 13, had an infectious enthusiasm and an imagination that sparkled like the stars. Each girl was more than a victim. They were vibrant individuals whose daily lives included school, friends, and hopes that were abruptly stolen. Their personal interests, from music to art, reflected a promise that was cruelly unfulfilled. The community remembers them not as statistics in a cold case, but as beloved individuals whose potential was cut short. Photos clearly show the impact on everyone. In revisiting their lives, we honor their legacy and emphasize the human cost behind every unsolved mystery. The investigation following the Austin Yogurt Shop murders was riddled with complications that continue to raise questions. In its early stages, law enforcement faced immense pressure to resolve the case quickly, leading to premature conclusions and errors in judgment. Several individuals came forward with false confessions, their statements influenced by fear, coercion, or even a misguided attempt at notoriety. These false confessions resulted in wrongful arrests that later transformed the investigation into a maze of conflicting accounts. Officers and detectives, hampered by limited forensic technology of the time, found it difficult to trace concrete evidence that could definitively tie any suspect to the crime scene. The forensic analysis, relying on rudimentary techniques compared to today's standards, left many clues unexplained and various pieces of evidence misinterpreted. Mistrust between investigators and the community deepened as the case remained unsolved, fueling public skepticism about the effectiveness of the justice system. The growing number of missteps, from mishandled procedures to overlooked evidence, created an atmosphere where truth became obscured by error. Throughout the investigation, experts have debated whether persistent investigative blind spots prevented uncovering critical leads. Over time, improvements in forensic science have offered hope by revisiting the evidence with new techniques, yet earlier mistakes continue to shadow the process. This case exemplifies how systemic pressures and technological limitations can combine to derail an investigation, leaving behind a legacy of unheeded warnings. The impact of the Austin yogurt shop murders has reverberated far beyond the confines of that fateful night. The local community, once united by everyday life in a dynamic city, was suddenly struck by grief and disbelief as the news of the murders spread. Public trust in law enforcement wavered as residents questioned not only the actions taken during the investigation, but also the procedures that allowed false leads and wrongful arrests to emerge. Memorials and vigils were held in honor of the lost lives, and the case quickly transformed from a local tragedy into a symbol of systemic failure. Neighbors came together, forming support groups and demanding accountability, while the media turned the story into a long-lasting reminder of how fragile justice can be when proper protocols are neglected. The extended impact saw the case become a touchstone for discussions about forensic reform and improvements in investigative practices. Community leaders and advocates continue to push for modern methods to re-examine the evidence, striving to prevent such oversights from occurring again. The legacy of this cold case serves both as a warning and a call to action, underscoring how critical it is to preserve integrity in every step of an investigation. For many, the unresolved mystery is a constant, painful reminder of the vulnerabilities in the system and the personal toll borne by families and friends left behind. As the years pass, the memory of those lost endures, inspiring hope that new technology and persistent community pressure will one day bring clarity and closure to a case that still haunts the collective psyche. Decades after the initial tragedy, the search for justice in the Austin yogurt shop murders continues to captivate investigators and the public alike. Law enforcement agencies and independent researchers have revisited the case, combing through evidence with modern forensic tools and renewed determination. New leads and advanced technology have offered glimmers of hope, yet significant challenges persist. Legal hurdles, intertwined with previous investigative errors, have slowed progress and complicated the path to a definitive resolution. Contemporary accounts from experts and community voices reveal that deep divisions over the case still simmer beneath the surface of public discourse. Recently, renewed interest has spurred cold case teams to re-examine previously overlooked details, with some promising findings emerging from updated forensic analyses. Despite these efforts, many questions remain unanswered. The enduring ambiguity has left families of the victims still longing for closure, while advocates argue that persistent shortcomings in the original investigation must be addressed. The struggle for justice is not only a legal battle, but also an emotional journey for those impacted by the tragedy. As the investigation is shaken by technological advances and more rigorous methodologies, older evidence is being reinterpreted and new witnesses are coming forward. Every small breakthrough rekindles hope that one day the full truth will be revealed, and those responsible will finally be held accountable. The continued efforts to obtain justice serve as a powerful reminder that the pursuit of truth is a relentless process, driven by a commitment to honor the memory of the victims, relentlessly. In summary, the Austin yogurt shop murders case remains a haunting enigma that continues to puzzle investigators and stir strong emotions within the community. The tragic loss of 4 young lives, combined with investigative missteps and unresolved leads, has left an indelible mark on those who remember that fateful night. Through our exploration, we have retraced the sequence of events, paid homage to the vibrant lives of Jennifer, Sarah, Eliza, and Amy, and examined the failures that hindered the quest for justice. The overwhelming impact on the community reminds us that every unsolved case carries a heavy cost. As we move forward, let this story inspire a relentless pursuit of truth and accountability. If you value deep analysis and compelling narratives that shed light on historical mysteries, continue to join us on this journey. Like, share, and subscribe to stay informed about new content posted daily. Your engagement ensures that the voices of those long silenced are never forgotten and strengthens the collective call for justice. Together, we honor the memory of the victims and keep hope alive for a future where every mystery is resolved and every tragedy acknowledged. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep seeking truth.